hot.
December 2023. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, looks like we have everyone to give price.
You said last month.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda would be the approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll second.
Any other discussion about the minutes? All in favor?
Yes.
No people before council? Ben,
All right, well, first thing she's got on the list is the Light Street, which obviously that's gonna be done next spring. The well, talked with Alan and them, they've contacted, Trevor got a hold of the EPA and we just got a thing back from them last week and, unfortunately, they went through some reorganization up there, so we're kinda in a stalemate with that right at the moment till they get back. They're supposed to be setting up a conference call where all of us can get together and get on the phone at the same time, but he hasn't got anything back from the EPA on that yet, so
Probably
Hopefully.
after the first of the year.
it most likely could be. So, but anyways, that's what they sent us an email back saying they've done reorganization up there and the same people that we dealt with before aren't the ones that we're gonna have to deal with again, so hopefully that doesn't throw a tizzy and everything, but I guess we'll find out. The culvert, we met with them. The only thing we have left is the dirt down there and stuff. And they asked if they could wait till spring to do that. We agreed to that, but we told them that we was going to withhold $5,000 until that was completed. So we went ahead and Sherry paid the rest of it, but the $5,000 we held till they get that dirt and stuff to our satisfaction down there.
Will pay.
Right.
To the-
Or will pay or whatever.
Is that the punch out list too?
Yeah, that's the only thing that's left on the punch list, was the dirt.
Okay.
So, John Street we will know in February at the OPWC meeting. I went up there to it.
We need to vote
It's
on
like-
this first,
What's that?
the well, the culvert pay request.
Oh, I
Motion
think
to
he's gonna do
approve.
that to the bills.
Second.
who's in favor?
Yes.
I think the boards look good too.
Yeah, they came back to replace the ones that we asked them to replace, and then, in the spring, we are gonna paint them boards too, to make them look better. Yeah, same or whatever. So, okay, like I said, John Street, we'll know about the funding for it in February when we go back to the OPWC meeting. And now let's see what else. I think that's all we got on. One other thing that we had brought up, Midwest had called, I guess they had one of their vehicles got hit when pulling out of the parking lot up there, and they was wondering if we couldn't get a hold of the sheriff's department and see if we couldn't get their speed thing to see if they would slow people down. You know what I'm talking about, the board. I talked to them in there, and they've got 2 new ones on order, and they told me once they got one of them in, they'd take one up by the factory and set it there. Now, whether it'll help or not, I don't know, but I guess they pulled out of the parking lot and they got drilled. I mean, I guess at least that's what they told Carrie when she.
Yeah, and
Really
I
cold.
talked to the special duty officer while he's in town to make sure he monitors that area, which I had already looked and they would already started doing that area too.
Their parking lot.
They were pulling out of their parking lot. I think they were on
One
the
of the
street
workers.
actually, but yeah, one of their workers. So they just asked if we couldn't maybe talk to the sheriff's department and stuff. So I did talk to them, and they told me as soon as they got their 2 new ones in that they would bring one of them out.
When you say board, is it the thing that displays how fast you're
Right,
going?
how fast you're going when you come to it. It'll tell you if you're.
Like
Say
they
if
used as a video game when it was down there on Main Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can see it.
That's why I said,
Right to
I
the
mean,
flash.
you know as well as I do, but at least we're trying to do something. That's what they ask, and that's what So at least,
Well, and isn't it, just thinking out loud, if somebody from there pulled out of the parking lot and got hit,
I guess they
doesn't
just,
that mean somebody pulled out of the parking lot too soon?
well, I don't know.
Yeah,
It-
not looking for oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
I think maybe they got hit head on or something. I don't know.
Oh.
They said they were flying. I don't know exactly what. Carrie knows. She talked to him on the phone, so
I mean, they fly through there. There's no doubt about that.
so
They play
anyways,
through
we
everywhere.
we did, you know, at least what they asked. So tried to make some kind of restitution to what they wanted done. Other than that, I don't think. I think that's got everything else.
Great, committees, parks. Budget,
Nothing to report unless Carrie has something about the appropriations.
No, we'll have nothing until the end of March. Well, we'll have to have a meeting in March.
zoning,
I issued one zoning permit for a deck, and that's all we've got. We do have one other application that's been taken out for an addition, but it hasn't come back in yet, so. And also too, on zoning, I talked with people down here where Brinkley's, they're looking at getting one of those homes like was put down here on Church Street, one of the manufactured homes. And the only thing is that lot is not very wide. It's only like 72.5 foot wide. And I told them, I said, well, you have to be at least 5 foot off each adjoining property line. So that means they can't put a very big one in there. But the lady I talked to from down there at Clayton Homes today said that they were trying to talk them into getting one that was like 60 foot or something like that, which would give them to be able to do that. So hopefully that situation down there will be getting remedied here in the near future. Other than that, I don't have anything else for.
okay,
Zoning.
thank you. Services,
That's Dave.
all right, property maintenance.
Property maintenance report is here. Includes pictures. Dave, took me around. I know we had talked about it, Jeff. But Dave met with me that Saturday and we kind of went around. And so I took the previous reports and we went through each property. And so I took pictures. You can see that there are pictures of each of the properties. A lot of it has been cleaned up. There's been some efforts made on each property. The only one that is most concerning is the one over on Lids Avenue. And attached is an email sequence that Carrie is having with the realtor, and it's still not in anyone's name as far as the auditor is concerned. So that property is really in very bad condition. There are holes in the walls around the windows, and I don't know what can be done. I mean, I felt really bad just looking at it. If there was a crew that could go in and just take out all the weeds, it would be something. And so I don't know if there's any hopes for that person, or if there's no owner at this point.
Yeah, the realtor just says that it's owned by an LLC, but it's not the same LLC that apparently tried to buy it earlier because it fell through. So, because the bank wanted more money, but then it's still not showing what bank owns it. So we're kind of in limbo.
My recommendation would be to notify the realtor in the county that they have 10 days to clean it up, or we will send a crew in and we will assess taxes.
For the property
To
itself,
clean the
or
property up, yes.
to like the mowing and stuff
The
like that.
mowing, and
So we can put a lien on it.
we'll just
Like
assess the taxes.
Yeah, we can assess the property.
Is that including the big mound of dirt?
We did
I
have,
tried
that
to
was
take
mowed
the
last summer, wasn't it,
pictures.
Carrie?
Yeah, we mowed it last summer.
So I'll move that into a motion.
Second.
Who is in favor? Looks like your motion carries.
Can I ask a question related to that property? With winter being here, is it safe to assume the water's probably shut off already at the
Yes,
street?
the water is off, yes.
Because of holes-
Now, whether it's drained inside, I can't answer that, but the water is shut off.
Anything Anything else for property maintenance?
What's the latest on West High Street, 289 or 283?
Their 90 days is not up until the,
End of June, or end of-
28th
December.
of December, I think. So, they have gutted the whole inside and they have been remodeling the whole inside. And going to be doing the outside as well. Hopefully try to get it all done before their deadline. And then they've already talked to Dave about coming and doing the inspection after that, because we give them 90 days to get it completely up to code.
Very well.
Dave's kind of been, that's why I didn't touch on that one in my report. Dave's kind of been checking in with them
And yeah,
because he lives across the street. So, I think he's kind of just helping and keeping an eye
Yeah.
out. So,
she's called in and stopped in and talked to me about what improvements they've already done and what they are still doing and everything, so. So it's looking like it's getting cleaned up. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Anything else for property maintenance? Development.
I have a meeting with, Commissioner Fix sometime in the next couple of weeks, whenever his schedule will open up for that.
Old business.
I'd like to open up, where we tabled Rita language last month. Did everybody have a chance to review? To me, it's just a wording thing, and I'll move that we approve it.
It appears to, in the way I interpret it, is there's some individual business owners that are going to see taxes where maybe they didn't before. So for private businesses that are in the village that might not have had to pay taxes before, they're going to now. So,
No vendors that are in established areas, probably.
and yeah, any vendor in the business, for example, my business or, not the queue now, but that type of business.
Yeah, we're in Hocking Township now.
Yeah.
So there's a motion on the floor to accept.
I'll second it.
And who is in favor? 4 yays. Any nays? One nay. Anything else for old business?
Yeah, last month we talked about the income tax funds that we bring in. And I had Carrie do a little research. These are not official figures because Rita hasn't presented official figures yet. But it looks like $254,700 is coming from people that don't live in the village. And the residents are generating $107,000 a year. And these are approximate figures. These are not exact figures.
So about 71% of it is generated by businesses. and
Outside.
people that work inside.
And that's the school, Midwest, the stores.
So that's a big,
So my thing on that, and I know Jeff, you're opponent to the way it's read. Carrie was saying that she talked that maybe we could get rid of the temporary tag on it.
I saw her letter. Thank you for that with all the email. And, you know, my opposition comes more from, taxes in general.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, hey, I'm more than happy to take taxes from the businesses in the area, but you know, yeah, so
Jeff,
it's not something I'll probably ever agree to.
when you said something about, declaring an emergency, I always thought, you just waive the 3 readings. That's what I always thought it was. But waiving the 3 readings and declaring an emergency was totally different things that I found out today. So I learned something from doing this research. Declaring an emergency, the only thing it changes is you still do your 3 readings, but declaring an emergency just means it goes in effect the day you pass it instead of us having to, because typically I have to post everything and it has to be posted for so many days before it goes into effect. Declaring an emergency only creates it to where it starts that day instead of having to wait those days. So I learned something today, so.
Did you also say that how many, I'm just asking for my own personal stat. How many municipalities in the state of Ohio do not have?
Actually, I have a list, I have a pad like this, it's got almost all of them, that's either got almost all of them's got a 1% or higher.
Yeah, and there's only like 3 or 4 within the state of Ohio that
That
does.
doesn't, yes. Yeah. And all of them had declared the emergency and created the, yeah. Yeah.
And I
got a
think
whole
that's a
list of them.
wording thing
It
that,
is, yeah. Just so.
that we get back to the wording thing.
Yeah, and they, I mean, the state, Ohio Revised Code allows for up to 1% without it going
Yeah.
to the electors to be balloted on, which is why most municipalities have it. Me personally, I'm just morally objective to,
You're allowed.
Any
to
kind of
that.
taxes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Any
we
kind
know
of
it's like a
taxes,
sale.
especially, I guess, to most taxes, let's say.
Right, right.
And, it's just, and especially anything not voted on, it's just,
My only thing
My
is,
opinion.
if we don't have this, Jeff, we would have to have at least a 10 to 15 mil property tax levy.
And it wouldn't even be enough.
Then, yeah, because it
Because
don't
I-
generate
I-
enough. She checked
yeah.
on that, and that
Even
wouldn't even
at-
generate enough to.
So
3 mil only gives you 50,000. We need.
you and I asked for this information last month and
Absolutely.
Carrie got it and I just wanted to make sure we shared.
and thanks for putting it together.
Carrie done all the legwork. I just,
Thank you, Carrie. I just don't like taxes.
I know.
You're not alone.
Still live in Pickerington where my mom lives.
I don't for a reason.
Hey, I live in Lancaster, so I pay the 1% here, I pay the 1.75 and 1.50, so I pay almost 5% myself.
Speaking of property taxes, I have a friend that lives in New Albany. He says it's not, he said it's in the near future. That he'll pay $12,000 a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
$1,000 a month.
Yeah. My brother-in-law lives in Canal and he uses like $850 a month.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
insane.
that's why I don't live close to
I
work,
think I'm
because
bad.
I'd be, $100,000
I'm paying
house, you're gonna
something a
pay
year.
$5,000-$6,000 a year.
Yeah,
What, state taxes?
Yeah,
Mine 100,000.
Yeah,
Well, you're not gonna find one.
no,
they go too.
you'd probably be shocked.
I'll go down
So
and
you're-
live in the cabin down
I know.
in the hills.
Is there anything else for old business?
That's all I had.
House bill changes,
That's what we just finished.
new business.
Oh,
I would like to have Carrie post January 1st for the 2 open seats that will be open.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I second that.
Well, there's 30 days to fill it, so we're gonna have to have a special meeting in January. So January 1st, we'll have the 2 open seats. One will be for like 3 months.
So,
One will be for like 3 months till the next primary, which is in
Um,
March.
I'm not sure how that works. But
You'll have to check up on that.
yeah,
I'm
because
pretty
I
sure.
think that's what I thought it was last time, but the
Yeah.
auditor said no, they're on for that term. So. to
If
end
the
up
auditor
finish that
tells you
term,
it's for
yeah.
2 years, that's for 2 years.
Yeah.
But it used to be.
Yeah.
That, if you didn't fulfill your 2 years,
Right.
it was the next primary.
Yeah.
I'd like to make that a motion.
Did you second?
I second.
Okay.
Who is in favor? Everyone in favor. Anything else for new business? Next on the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills.
And it's probably
Who is in favor? All right. Next on the agenda.
adjourned.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Ben,
Did you look?
check down.
And
the
who's
I don't
in
think
favor?
anybody
I'm
voted.
sorry, I
I
got
think
sidetracked.
we-
Sounds like we're all in favor.
Let's go to-
They have a mobile home,
In the camper behind your house.
Bentley's place down there.
So
Seeing how we're here a while back, we